I'ma pull up to your spot in my drop top, take you out to my spot.
And good evening, my lovely people. We are live from Texas. It's your boy Teo Too Fucking Fuego, and we back. Another episode of the Fuego Show. You know, I'm kind of enjoying the solo runs, low key, so it'll make it more magical when I got a guest type shit. You know, 'cause, you know what I mean? Kind of nice, but like I said, we kind of touch some broad topics. You know, and so we got UFC fight night. We also got what's it called? We got some hot releases recently, so I'm kind of down to kind of hot take it, woo woo. But also, it's me, so I'm gonna be a little spiritual and a little wisdom guidance here at some point. You gotta praise God first. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna say, bro, God is funny, bro. I think you start really get building a relationship with him. You start learning he's a funny dude. You know what I'm saying? Coincidences are not coincidences sometimes. You know, what's that one meme where it was that coincidence? I think not. You know what I mean? So was that from The Incredibles? Yeah, type shit. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started, I guess. You know what I mean? Also stream my new single, fucking Call on Me and It's Time, Bops. We got merch dropping too, so I'm excited for that. So be ready for that. Be ready for that. Also, I don't know who needs to hear this, but I just feel like this is kind of sticking out to me today. So the other day I was playing a game. For those of you wondering what I'll be playing Arc Raiders. Shout out Arc Raiders. You can follow me on Twitch. It's like on my links thing somewhere in the bio or whatever down below. You can check it out. But we playing some Arc Raiders. We had an interesting conversation because you see my homeboy. He had an interesting relationship with God. When I say this, is like he was one of the spiritual individuals. He doesn't deny that there's something bigger, but he doesn't know exactly what. I wouldn't say he doesn't know exactly what to call it. It's just that's the way he, for broader or lesser terms, you know what I'm saying, with how he explained it to me. But we were kind of getting into this, like, it was funny. It was a little quiet, and he was just like, hey, brother, got a question. And I was like, what's up, bro? He's like, he's like, you're pretty religious. And he's like, I was like, well, I was like, hold on there. I was like, he's like, religious is a thing. Okay. I was like, hold on. Yeah. I was like, I believe in God and I believe in Jesus Christ. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I read the Bible. What's up? What's up? So he was like, okay. He asked me, some questions. And he was like, so I don't want to be like too, I ain't want to air out my homeboy business out there like that, but he's just been having some realizations and some stuff happen in life that's really making him kind of be like, whoa, hold on there. That's crazy. And he's having these kind of like stronger intuitions. And for example, there was one time I was playing the game and I had a really rough day. It was just down bad. I was down bad. And then I was like, fuck it. I was like, I just wanted to do something so mind numbing. I was like, I'm going to just hop on the game and bullshit and like whatever. Like, I was just over it. And so I was listening to some beats and I was playing Warzone and I got paired up with a freaking youth pastor from Dallas. And it was crazy. A crazy thing. We kind of started getting into some conversations, and I think a lot of people have this. And going back to what my homeboy Josiah was saying was, sometimes he questions certain things, right? And I think that's completely normal. And I think whoever may hear this, if you ever have like, you're like, what the fuck type beat, what is happening? Um, I think there's something powerful that I took note of a while back that maybe, I don't know, maybe you can take note of it and it might be like great for you. It's just like doubt doesn't disqualify faith. And really what that means to me is trusting God in the face of fear. God can handle the questions and you just got to bring your doubts to Jesus type shit. Type beat. I'm sorry, but I'm still working on it. You know what I mean? But that's the hindsight of the situation, right? Um, there was even times where I think even Peter was like having some conversations, like, "Bro, are you not him?" Type beat, and it's all good, bro. He just proves himself through works, and I think that's what we sometimes we tend to try to take control of the situation, and I think that's where we like forget we have to operate in our lane, right? God is in this whole other lane type beat, and we have to operate within this lane. And as long as we maintain focus and keep him in lane with us, you're chilling. Like you're chilling. You got the golden ticket. When I say the golden ticket, I don't mean like, oh, you're straight. You're saved immediately. I'm not saying that. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying you will have a better understanding of your situations and hardships, and may have a stronger heart or a better, more disciplined mind to handle certain situations. And that's just kind of what I would say. And I could always say like God's plan is bigger than our comfort. So sometimes it might get a little discomfortable sometimes, but that's okay. That's okay. It happens. And always remember there's power and there's like life and death, and we can speak that with the power of the tongue. So why not speak life into certain situations? Why not speak life into yourself? If there is nobody in your corner and you have no other choice but to speak life into yourself, then like why not? You know what I'm saying? And you'll start to see the color. It takes time, but you'll start to see the color. And like I said, this is just something that I'm just kind of going through this as I'm learning my own thing. And I'm not perfect by any means type thing, but that's this is kind of, I don't know. It's been on my mind skis a little bit, and given like the last time that I did this, it was kind of, I don't know. I was listening back to it and I was like, okay, that's not bad. You know what I'm saying? And there has to be a pivot, right? Like, and so sometimes whatever that pivot is, God will use that to open your heart. So sometimes you might have to go through some crud for you to kind of be like, you got it. You know what I'm saying? And I think I mean I know for sure. Um, I think I've a lot of conversation I've had. Some people have definitely felt that type of way before. You know what I'm saying? But it's got trust, man. It's got trust type shit, and things will work out. You know what I mean? Things will work out. It'll all work out. You know what I'm saying? But another thing too, let me dabble a little bit in this. The reason why things are as they are, only to realize that it's foolish to go to be wicked and madness to act like a fool. Um, yeah, being hot tempered, I don't know. I feel like that not necessarily being hot tempered, but acting out of pocket in certain situations. And I've learned this recently. Sometimes it's not the best case. Sometimes you just got to really just take a step back and be like, what just happened type beat. Um, and I think right now, I don't know what it is, what really ended up taking over, but I feel like everybody has something to prove nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So everyone's willing to act like a fool in front of everybody. No one's really willing to sit down and really do I wouldn't say the bigger thing or the right thing, but I would feel like that's more of like the more, I wouldn't say cordial thing, but more like, okay, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes, I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you got to be, a Peter and slap some folk. You know what I mean? Like it happens. I'm not encouraging violence, but that's the gist of what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And It is. I feel like we've all seen somebody crash out, especially in a workplace. So in a workplace, people tend to crash out pretty hard, and a lot of the times I feel like people be crashing out maybe over misunderstandings sometimes, but could be wrong. Could be wrong on that twin. I could be wrong. Sometimes it just be happening. You know what I mean? So sometimes there's just no convincing. Um, there's no convincing a fool, man. There's no one if they're not anywhere near being level headed, then it's it's not even worth it. It's like that. It's the saying of like, do not speak often with the fool, or visit a stupid person, for since he is without sense, and he will despise everything about you. And yeah, I mean, people hate to be proven. I wouldn't say proven wrong, but hate to be in the wrong. And something about being wrong does something to the spirit, and it'll irritate somebody who can be, um, I wouldn't say arrogant, but kind of like in that sense. You feel me? And it at that point they don't even realize that maybe you're trying to be a solution to the problem, and it's just a never-ending cycle. So sometimes it's best to just cut your losses, and I wouldn't say necessarily just oh yeah, just say it's in the past type beat. You know what I'm saying? It's in the past. So yeah, that's my hot take. You know what I'm saying? And be kind. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be kind to others too. It's hard. You can't be. I mean, you got to know who you're being kind to. Type B. You can be can't be. I wouldn't say a bad person with a good heart, because I feel like a lot of people, the way they describe a bad person, you know what I'm saying, is you know what I mean. Depending on who you're asking, is they might say otherwise. You feel me? So like, but you know, type shit, type shit, type shit, type shit. But to get into some other topics, though, I guess we'll kind of just shy away from that for a little bit. But take it as with a grain of salt, though. I'm just kind of encouraging those of my viewers to kind of like dabble in the spiritual journey, and I've had my fair share of like distance from God, and when I say that, I mean like I had my own doubts and kind of like not straight away from the faith, but I tried to find like I understood that there was a higher power, but I was like really trying to understand what's the proper way to go about learning the word. Woo woo, you know what I'm saying? And so it always intrigued me. And I just, from what I've learned, I've read like a couple of different versions of the Bible, and just, have kind of like this grasp of like, not, I'm saying I'm still working on, well, when I say I'm still working on my spiritual journey, I'm not saying I'm perfect or by this, that I'm some self-righteous person and this, that, and the third. But I'm trying to, the stuff that I have read and the stuff that I have like taken has improved my life and has improved my relationship with God. And maybe whoever is hearing this and whoever does watch this can take it and run with it and maybe do the same kind of thing. And like, oh, maybe what I'm saying is like, damn, where you getting this wisdom from? Like that, bro, Proverbs, Psalms, like stuff like that. Just reading stuff like that will start making you realize that the Bible is literally the book of life type thing. So take it with a grain of salt. I always encourage everyone to read it. Type beat. Yeah. So getting into the next topic, we got fight night this weekend. And I'm excited because we got the return of Gilbert Burns versus Mike Mallet. Excuse me if I fucking mispronounced that. But you know how it be. I'm excited for this just because Gilbert Burns is kind of a dog. It's kind of been like, I would say the gatekeeper of his division right now. It's kind of him. And I wouldn't even say that he's out of it, bro. He's just been put up against some dogs for real. So I'm kind of interested to see how this fight night comes. They got some up and comers on the fight as well. So it'll be pretty cool to see some new talent on there going ham. It'll be pretty sick. Um, hot take on some new music, man. Isaiah Rashad just dropped his new little thing, man. It's bopping. We can bop it. I like it. New artist I would also check into So Camo. 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 Excuse me if I chop that shit, bro. Excuse me, bro. But that music's fucking fire. Um, Definitely I would say one of the more vibrant artists that I've heard in a while, low key. I fucks with it. I'm like, hell yeah, this shit's tough. Um, Fuck, I'm trying not to sneeze. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. I'm not gonna sneeze. Not on camera. But I'm also an Ella fella. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to country music scene. Ella Langley dropped her album. It's kind of a fucking bop. I ain't finna lie. I'm like, hey yo, okay. All right. I see you. I see you, Miss Ella Langley, dropping some bangers. Fuck, what you talking about? Tough. But yeah, man. I'm excited to be dropping some new music. Uh Working on an album finally. I've never really dropped an album. I've been in the process of like making albums. So for a lot of you who don't know, I was a studio engineer and I went to school for the shits and the whole shebang. Worked at Guitar Center for a while, whatever. It was chill. Um in the process I met some cool people, got to work with some cool people, this, that, and the third. Uh I really was trying to harness my craft, really trying to get good with, whether it be production, audio engineering. I just wanted to be really well rounded so that anytime an artist needed something, it was just like I got it. You know what I'm saying? Like don't even sweat. So I learned how to compose the whole shebangs, this, that, and the third. And I dabbled in jazz, some country songs, some Latino bands, or not Tejano bands, I don't know, some Tejano bands. Um, so it's pretty cool. I got to kind of really experience different vibes across the board. Um, and it's kind of on it really tested my ear whenever I was going through school. Kind of made me really, really reshape the way I kind of like think about music, I guess I could say. And so I'm kind of excited to be able to put together my own personal album because it's like being able to take all these, I would say, like inspirations and all these like experiences that I've had, and I would say a short period of time, um, and be able to kind of like put together this nice canvas of art, and it's exciting because I'm like, heck yeah, and it's also been pretty dope to be able to work with BPM Productions with Daniel and Karen making like all these cool little like videos and everything else behind it. So I'm excited to see what's to come out of it, and I really do appreciate like all the random viewers who be subscribing and like tuning in, this, that, and the third. For some reason, we're popping in Houston, so shout out Houston, shout out Nigeria, popping in Nigeria. Yeah, was it UK too? I think yeah. For some, yeah, it's crazy. We're growing slowly but surely, and I appreciate all the support. It's been crazy. Um, and so that's definitely pushing me to go harder, and it's exciting. Um, I really wouldn't want it any other way, low key. It's pretty sick right now. It's like the story. It's like the writing of a comic book. Someone got to stamp this shit. I feel like in a year from now, life will be like completely different. Fucking sick as shit. Call it like podcast in the Bahamas with fucking J. Cole type shit, talking about his retirement or something. I don't know. That's the goal. But yeah, I just keep tuning in. I'm trying to keep dropping good content for everyone who's been watching. Definitely be tuning into the live stream. Um, but yeah. That's what I got cooking. That's really what I got cooking. I kind of, but yeah, it was dope to see my homeboy get intrigued about God a little bit. So like kind of getting him sauced up, kind of getting him I'm getting ready to pop the question and ask him to come to church. You feel me? You know what I mean? But like, want to show up to the service when we pop out. You know what I'm saying? Got coffee. You know what I mean? Shit. You know what I mean? Be warm and inviting with the brother. But you know, we finna see. We finna see. I'll keep y'all updated on that shit. Um, but yeah, man, that's I don't know where anyone's at who may see this, but be alright. It'll be alright. Also, man, I was talking about this in an earlier podcast, and I don't, I think it was I don't even think I ever dropped it. Um, but there is a scripture that says, the Lord he had gave a message to Jonah, right, the son of I have a trouble mispronouncing that. Amitai. I can't say that. How do you? I don't know what it's okay. I'm gonna Google this shit in a little bit. But look, hindsight, right? In this story, um, pretty much he gives Jonah this big like task. He's like, you got to get up, go to the great city of Nineveh, announce my judgment against it, and then because he's seen how wicked it is, and Jonah was like, "You tweaking?" He completely went to the opposite direction, and he saw a ship and it was leaving, and he was like, "Yo, let me hop on the ship." And as he's trying to hop on the ship and escape from God, literally trying to run from God. You know how stupid you got to be to try to run from God? Like, bro was tweaking. Yeah, God did not like that. So he was like, shoo, like that, right? And a whole storm broke out, and it pretty much almost caused the ship to break apart. The sailors that were on the board, on the boat, they were like shouting out to like their gods, whatever. So they started throwing stuff overboard to lighten the ship. But this whole time, all this shit's popping off. Jonah's like sound asleep. All right, he's just sleeping. He goes down there and he's all like, "Yo, how can you sleep when stuff is going off like this?" And he's like, "Yo." He's like, "You got to pray to your God, and maybe he'll pay attention to us and spare our lives." And he said, whatever. That's some goofy stuff, right? Then the whole crew is like, they cast like lots to see which of them had like offended the gods with and caused a terrible storm. And when they did this, the lots identified Jonah as the culprit. So they were like, "Yo, who are you? Who are you from? Where do you, this, that, and the third?" And then, Jonah came clean and he was like, "I'm a Hebrew and I worship the Lord, the God of heaven, and who made the sea and the land." And the sailors were like, "Oh, bro," they were terrified. They were like, "Yo, no bueno, no bueno. Uh, what should we do to stop this?" And Jonah was like, "Throw me into the sea and everything will chill out." Um, and so instead, the sailors were just like, "Okay, we got to get this thing to the land." But the storm got too bad, right? And they still kept crying out to God, like, "Whoa, don't make us die for this dude. This why, XYZ." Um, and then the sailors, they picked up Jonah and then they threw him into the sea, and the storm stopped at once. The sailors were literally like, "Whoa, what is going on? Like, what was this, that, and the third?" Um, what this kind of entails of is A, check your boat, and B, some storms are connected to who's with you. And that goes to the saying of like, you can't take everybody with you whenever you go to the top type thing. Uh, you know, best friends make great for enemies type shit. That's kind of the situation, right? There you could have a lot of problems in your life, and it couldn't even be necessarily directed to you. You could literally be have a whole task sent from God type, and literally have a whole mission, and there's gonna be things that are gonna try to distract you from that, tear you apart from that, will make your life go crazy. And sometimes you really got to analyze and see your life from like a third party perspective, like bird's eye view type thing, and analyze what's around you, who's around you, and ask yourself, are these assets or liabilities? You know what I'm saying? And I hate to, I actually I've been dabbling in some shiz lately. You know what I mean? Learning some stuff, but yeah, you gotta kind of evaluate. Um, if you're not where you're at, where you want to be at in life, you gotta evaluate everything. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be like and be honest. Sometimes you gotta be brutally honest with yourself and ask yourself the hard questions you don't want to ask yourself. And then like, who is directly around you? Who's directly trying to help you? Who's directly trying to get you to that next level of the pinnacle that you're trying to reach? And I have like and shout out like Mateo Gonzalez and the Victory Combat people of the gym. I don't know if say people, but everybody there. Um, it's you know Me and Mateo were talking about it one day, and same thing with Lee. We were saying, it's like you got to use each other to sharpen each other. Iron sharpens iron, and you got to have people who are willing to push you to be better and push you to your limits, and sometimes check you when you're slacking. And those are the best type of people to have around. And sometimes like there is nobody else, and if there is nobody else in your life trying to be like hold you accountable to some shit, like it's good to have those kind of friends. You know what I'm saying? Um, like there was a moment in life where I felt like I wanted to quit music for a second. I wanted to quit all this shit. Is this the whole shebang? Um, and like my homeboy, I don't. It just he just randomly hit me up one day and was just sending me screenshots like woo woo. Don't like when I noticed you haven't dropped. When are you gonna drop next? This, that, and the third. And that right there was like inspiration. So that's kind of where I'm at as far as what I'm trying to say is like you got to just always check the circle, check your boat. Um, and sometimes that right there could be the pivot. And God is the power that will change everything. You feel me? And that's what I was explaining to my boy Josiah, and that was a pretty cool thing to kind of be able to share with a homie. Um, I used to beat people up. Well, I used to get in fights from him because he used to come to school and he used to like read his Bible. He used to be really big into like God, and like people would just give him shit for some reason. And he was like a smaller guy, He wasn't like tall or anything, kind of lanky. I'm pretty lanky too. But it pissed me off because like he would just be minding his own. People would just give him shit. So yeah, I would always start fights. I would just always get into it with with other people just because that's the Brody, you know what I'm saying? But like other stuff too happened in life too where I understand his perspective, you know what I'm saying? And like it's just he just has a hardened heart type, not hard of heart, but like he's seeing the outline finally, and it's dope. Sometimes you got to go through the mud to get to it. But yeah, I think that concludes with what I pretty much got for this episode. I think um it was lovely doing the solo run again. As always, stream. I actually, yeah, you can check out the podcast now on Spotify. I'm slowly but surely uploading all the episodes. I think like episode 10 through like 14 are up right now. But you can check them out on Spotify. This one should be up pretty soon too. Check me out on the links. Teo Kings, Teo to Fuego on Instagram. Stream the new single. It's time. We out. Big brr.
Yes,
I'ma pull up to your spot in my drop top, take you out to my spot. I don't understand why you